Hello, welcome back to the Mike Tapes podcast. I'm your host, Caroline Lovett, and I am here with Austin Montgomery. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi. Rebecca Pizzatola.
Hello.
And Victor, I have no idea how to pronounce your last name.
Corollis, Victor Corollis.
Corollis. I usually ask, and I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. Victor Corollis. And we're here. We're here to talk about the informational entertainment system that we've got at our school, the Western Center Academy, which is Mammoth Time. You guys know it. You guys love it. And this is part of half of the team that works on Mammoth Time, if you don't include all of ASB. Now, I would like to mention before we start this that we have recorded this 2 times already. The first time we both had me and Austin had connection issues like crazy. That was 2 days ago. And then the second time, I had backed up my computer the day before, and then I re-uploaded it the day after, and the recording was gone. So, that's that.
Third time's a charm, everybody.
Yeah, hopefully. Yes. Watch, it's gonna be like, nope, 4th time.
Don't jinx it, knocking on wood right now.
Sorry, I'm knocking on wood. So, anyway, we recorded this on Friday, and now it is Sunday, and I have to edit this all by tomorrow. So, that's
you can do it. We believe in you.
Thank you. So, let's talk about Mammoth Time. Let's start with the basics of what do you guys do for the show. Whomever wants to start can start.
Victor, why don't you start us off? So pretty much Mammoth Time, I guess you could say I keep on top of it. I try to make sure everybody's doing their work. Everything is done to Mr. Hill's liking and is appropriate, obviously, and it looks good. That's a major part, and Becca helps with the looks department. She's really good at that. And just overall, I try to keep Mammoth Time material cohesive with Instagram material as well, and then also the posters that go up on the doors, just to make it all one presentation.
You just make it nice and pretty, and you do a good job.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you do, Austin?
I run the spiciest segment on Mammoth Time. As you ladies and gentlemen might already know, I do the meme of the week, and one of the things I try to do is it's really, really hard, because I try and find memes that are still going to like make people laugh or at least breathe out of their nose really hard, really quick, you know? And it's so hard to do because they all have to be school appropriate, and as you all know, that's not how most of the memes come. So I'm doing the best with the tools I'm given.
Gotta get them deep fried obscure memes.
Yeah.
I love that meme that's like, it's like a white background and then there's a blurry brown paper bag. That's the whole meme. I love that one.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Becca, what do you do on the show?
During the school year, I mostly help Victor with the slides and just make sure the transitions between slides are good and audio is good. And during this quarantine, I kind of took over Mammoth Time,
Everything.
the spin-off edition. So now I'm making slides, I'm doing voiceovers, I'm editing pretty much the whole episode now.
That's awesome.
She does an amazing job with it, too.
We're all so proud of her. She does so good. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow at 9. Mondays at 9. Watch Mammoth Time Mondays at 9. It's in your inbox.
That's right.
I just like inhaled my throat and had a seizure. Okay, right. So I want to talk about what the actual production process looks like from pre-quarantine. Like, what does your week look like in terms of making a Mammoth Time episode?
All right, so the week starts off, and Monday, most of ASB is pretty much Mr. Hio giving us the rundown of what's going on, like what and the events that are coming up, the events that we just had, and kind of just getting organized with what we need to do during the week. And we do that as a class, and that takes up most of the Monday class time. And then we also talk about what people are going to be doing and who's going to be making what slides and sending those in. And then for the boys and I, it's Tuesday is we try to record all of the intros and outros to each one of our segments, and we try and find the meme, and Dom does the weather. And then whatever we don't get done on Tuesday, we do on Wednesdays after we have our weekly activity as a class. And then on Thursday we get Wednesdays we also get all the slides sent in, and so Thursdays we all do the voiceovers, or at least we job because she took it over like a boss. But we would do all of the voiceovers and put all the slides and everything and try and get Mammoth Time together so that we could watch it as a class Our goal was to watch it Thursday. We never really met that goal, but if we did get to watch it Thursday, then we would watch it as a class, and then everyone would talk about what needed to either be fixed or added onto, and then we would make those changes Friday.
Yeah, that's...
And then send it out Monday.
Yeah, so makes sense. Becca, can you tell us a little bit about the process post-quarantine? And Victor, I think you can help with this, because when I called Becca telling her that the footage was gone, I think she was texting you about making the next Mammoth Time episode, right?
Yeah, we were talking about slides. Post-quarantine, just because it's difficult to get everyone ASB together when we don't have a class period, me and Victor and Mrs. Trujillo do the slides, and anyone else who's doing a slide, like right now we have Danae doing Mammoth Mindfulness, so she has the slides, but it's just easiest if Victor and I do most of them, because it coordination between 40 people.
It works out between the two of us for sure.
Yeah. And then that takes less time, so I can finish most of the slides during the week, and I can start editing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty simple process. I just throw all the slides into iMovie and do the voiceovers. My favorite part is doing the college acceptances.
They're so just the 2020 class, the class of 2020 is just crazy. I do not understand how
they're
they all...
phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm always so excited to see the new acceptances and now the new commitments, just because, like,
it's wild.
God, they're
it's
crazy. They're gonna do such good things.
Oh
I'm
my
excited
God,
for them.
they have really set the bar high for us, and I can't wait to
know,
disappoint them
2021
next
is
year.
gonna be a disappointment.
No, don't do that to yourself, guys. Your class is gonna do just as great.
Okay.
If not better.
Okay, sure. Okay. I'm gonna get into MSJC. Just you wait. Right. Okay. Sorry. So let's talk about the other people that are not in this call, in this podcast. Who else works on the show, and what do they do?
The boys.
The boys.
So I know Nate, Dylan, and Dominic are the other three members that are on camera with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dominic does the weather segment, and Dylan and Nate do the intro and outro. And then before all the quarantine stuff, we would each kind of pass around who does what voiceovers, however many slides.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what they do. That's what we all do on camera.
They're legends.
And student of the spotlight was also Byron, so that was his thing as well.
Oh, that's right.
I was on that once. Maybe I can get on again for the podcast. No, I don't want to do that. That's a lot of work. No, I'm kidding. I might. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Nothing happens anymore. Everything
Nobody
is
knows what's going on.
You know what? Byron could do his student spotlight in the form of a podcast and do like a little audio clip.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Cool.
I could teach him how to do that.
Listening to this, take notes.
Yeah, Byron, write it down, okay? I'll teach you how to use the thing that makes the little gramophone thing, because it took me forever to learn how to do that. The little, like, bubbly thing that appears.
That thing's cool.
It is
That's
cool. It's really
to
awesome.
watch
I love that thing.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's
Look at the
fun.
bubble. It's moving. Okay, anyway. I want to talk about... okay, so listeners, it's kind of hard, because we already had all these conversations, and so we're kind of trying to, like... We're trying to stretch it out, because we already talked about all this stuff, and the first time you talk about it, it takes longer, which is great, because then I get more footage. But now it's the third time, and it keeps getting shorter every time. So we're only at 8 minutes, and before, when we'd gotten to this part, we were on like 15. So it sucks, but it's okay, because it's still entertaining, and even though I'm tired, I bet you guys are tired too, so it's fine. Everyone's tired all the time. Right. What I was going to ask about was the intro animation for the pre and post quarantine intro, like the little Breaking Bad type thing.
Okay, so the pre-quarantine was I had one last year. It was before Dallas, Mike, and Cole.
Oh, you cut out.
And they were all over at my brother and our house. And what we did was we were all trying to like think, because they were talking to me about going into Mammoth Time next year, like once they were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we were trying to find was an intro and outro thing. And so Cortland had the idea of looking up just like a standard intro outro maker online.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found one that was Breaking Bad theme, but you could put in your own text. And so we thought it looked really cool putting in the Mammoth Time logo, and it all kind of like worked really smoothly. And so we just kind of went with that. And then this year we actually we were thinking about like changing the colors of it. But we decided to just keep it plain and simple.
I mean, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a bop. I just dance to
I
it
love that intro.
every day, every morning.
Yeah, I think it's pretty finessery.
Finessery?
Finessery.
I thought it was really cool that you guys used the Breaking Bad logo because we're a STEM school.
Yeah, and we obviously
Periodic table.
too
We all know what
iconic
the
to
periodic
change.
table is.
yeah.
Mhm.
Don't ask about the beans, but like, you know, it's fine.
It was cool enough to still be nerdy and be cool. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were like,
exactly.
I don't know, swag, if that's not a dead word, and
Oh, shoot, bring it back.
bring it back, the swag, it's dope, my dude. I'm so sorry to everybody.
The VC is just full of dead words. We all use bruh constantly.
Bruh.
Bruh. Oh, that's a quarter in Miss Hardigan's jar.
Oh,
Oh crap,
shoot.
I forgot about that.
Okay, BRB
Yeah.
going to school.
We're gonna be doing
Be like putting $100 bills in there.
I will literally
She's gonna
give
send us an
money
email. Hey,
right
can
now.
You guys PayPal it?
I have never been in a class with Mrs. Hardigan, so I think I get a pass on this one.
Oh,
Oh, that's
dang
true.
it. Us fourth period nerds are just out here like, dang. I haven't turned in a single screenshot.
Me either.
I mean,
I feel kind of bad.
I do my work, I just don't turn it. I'll turn in the grade one because that actually affects my in-class grade, but
Yeah.
that's it. Or maybe
But
I won't
yeah,
because my grade went down.
I feel like Miss Hardigan's gonna set up a PayPal account, send it out on Classroom, and be like, every time you say "bruh," you have
I'll be like, bruh.
to donate a quarter.
Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Anyway, let's talk about the new intro, the quarantine version.
Okay, spin-off edition.
Yeah,
intro.
spin-off edition.
I had kind of a similar idea that Cortland had. I just looked up a generic like intro maker because I don't know how to animate by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I chose the template, I chose all the transitions and the colors and the words, and I just had to get it rendered. But
Yeah,
it's pretty simple. I love the music that goes to it
it's awesome.
because then I can
Yeah.
use the music for the outro too.
Yeah.
And the perfect cutoff, like from the logo to just the black screen.
I love
That's
perfect
such a
cutoff.
satisfying part.
As a person that does editing, that is the most satisfying thing ever. Is a perfect cutoff like that.
Oh my god.
I spend the majority of my editing time just making the college like acceptance and commitment slides transition at the right time with the beats of the song.
With the beats.
Yeah.
Yes.
I spend all of my editing time processing footage. I don't even listen to the footage back unless there's something I have to cut out. Like
I
never
don't listen back to any of my voiceovers. So.
I've never once watched a podcast episode of anything, actually. Kind of exposing myself here. But I started a podcast and I've never listened to one, so
Student becomes a teacher, except you just skipped the student part.
Yeah.
Student.
oh boy, that's rough.
You
Anyway,
just jumped straight into the deep end.
that's basically what I did. I had the idea on a Friday and then I got it done by Monday. Like it was like very quick process. Anyway, I want to ask each of you, how did you guys get into Mammoth Time? Like what was your process? Like what was your idea of like, nah, I want to do Mammoth Time, and then like asking somebody and getting in on it?
I'll start.
Okay.
The end of my sophomore year of ASB, Emily Kotyuk did all the slides for Mammoth Time
Mhm.
and the reminders. And I went up to Mrs. Trujillo, I want to say March or April last year,
Mhm.
to ask her a question, and she just looked at me and went, "You're artistic," and I was like, "Yeah," and she said, "You can do slides for Mammoth Time next year." And I was like, "Okay."
I remember that. I watched that.
And then
class.
Emily and I worked together for the rest of the year. And then now Victor and I are teamed up, and that's how I got into Mammoth Time.
That means you have to adopt a new person after Victor's gone.
Yeah, I'm
Unfortunate.
actually
God.
excited to take on someone second semester
It's
to
gonna be
teach
fun.
them.
Man,
Victor, how did you get into Mammoth Time?
that
Huh.
bumps me out. I wanna miss
Bittersweet.
Victor.
Me
I know it
too.
is very bittersweet. I'm sad.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
Unfortunate.
It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. It's growing. It's learning.
Hey, if I don't have school in the fall and it's online, I can still help technically.
Oh yeah, you could.
Oh, that's true.
Well, if we go back to school in the fall.
Well,
I don't want to
yeah,
hear
that's
this.
true,
I
too.
want good mindset.
Okay,
I want to
nope,
like
good vibes on the
good
fall.
vibes only.
You're going to
this
school.
podcast is good vibes only. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Right. So Victor,
So
how
we
did
keep
you
getting off track. None of us are
Vic-
even talking about Mammoth Time.
Victor, how did you get into Mammoth Time? How did that happen?
ASB sophomore year, and I was really like into like the video making stuff, so I was using iMovie, and later that year I got into Final Cut Pro. So I kind of started making dance videos and recaps, and then I took on the Battle of the Classes videos, and just
Which
gradually I
slap
started
always.
like helping edit Mammoth Time, and then I took on Dylan and Austin, and
Yeah.
they're amazing editors now. But and Becca too, she's doing a great job with the post-COVID
Mm-hmm.
video right now too. But really, I just enjoy working on techie stuff. So I like making videos and editing pictures and taking pictures. It's a good way to like relax, but also make something that I know other people are gonna look at and like smile. So I just enjoy it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Austin, how did you get into Mammoth Time?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, did I cut out? I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
I said it was super sweet, and I asked Austin how he got into Mammoth Time.
Oh, sorry. So I got into Mammoth Time because it was started by and Michael, and since I'm Dallas's little brother, it was kind of like oh, once he's gone, it's gonna be passed on to him. That was kind of like the consensus.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I helped them with Mammoth Time because they would come over to our house a lot and do like videos and skits and help record a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so even before I was like on Mammoth Time, I was a part of it. And so they kind of I learned a lot, and like they kind of showed me the ropes about all this stuff early on. And so I just kind of was always like somewhat a part. And then me and Dylan were best friends. We both got into ASB, and so it was kind of like we'd want to keep like the best friend of like a group of friends kind of doing the Mammoth Time thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so since it was I wanted to be a part of it and I had been a part of it, okay for Mr. Hio, and then Dylan had asked Mr. Hio as well if he could be a part of it, and then Nate had asked, and then this year we came up with segments like the weather, and so that was how Dom got included on that whole train.
Right.
And so that's how I got into Mammoth Time.
You just inherited it. Your family needs to adopt another child so that they can get on it, but
Respect.
But I don't know. I'm looking at my list of questions. I'm trying to. I did it out of order and now I'm confused. Oh, right. Speaking of the transition, let's talk about how we transitioned from Dallas to Michael and Austin and Dylan and Nick and all those people, because we talked about this the last time I recorded it and how like fears and worries about it and how it ended up.
Yeah, that was kind of a tough time to get through because it was the first transition that Western Center had ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of imagine it. I thought about it last night again after we had talked about it the first and second time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it, and it was kind of like in the play Hamilton when George Washington was saying he wasn't going to run again.
Oh, right. Huh, yeah.
And everybody freaked out and was like, what the heck do you mean you're not going to be here anymore? And so I feel like it was kind of like that. Like it was just pandemonium. We're like, wait, anymore? What's going on? What does this mean for everybody?
Right. They're like,
so
John Adams. Who's that? No.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
want that guy.
Get
And
John Adams out of here.
So when me and Dylan and Nate started to like take over, there was a lot of disapproval from the Mammoths at our school, and a lot of them were just kind of in shock and didn't want to let go of the old hosts.
Yeah, because it's sentimental.
But I feel like those will get that like now that we've got like a system in place of like, okay, pretty much every time the cast graduates, we're gonna swap them over.
Right.
Like now I feel like people are gonna be more accepting, or at least I hope so.
Yeah,
So
I think that
anybody who hears this, give the next people an easy time, please.
Right. I feel like it's kind of a like it's easier, I think, this time. I like that we have one host who's not, or two hosts are not graduating, and then Nate who is leaving, because it'll be like a more gradual transition of Nate will get a new person and then you guys will leave, so it's like not losing. It's kind of like in the Great British Baking Show when they replace that one judge with the other guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person that watches that. But they replaced a judge, and I was really thrown back. But, like, there was still another judge that I knew, so I was, like, okay with it, you know?
Yeah,
It's kind of like that type thing. Right. So I want to propose the exact same idea that I proposed to you guys to Victor, because I'm very passionate about this. Victor, I want to know why there hasn't been a female Mammoth Time host.
A female Mammoth Time host.
I am
I'm not
devastated.
sure. I'm really not sure. I don't think. I feel like if somebody wants to do it in ASB, they should just join on in. I don't see any reason why we couldn't have one.
I've heard
I
like
why
think
not?
the only reason we haven't so far was just because the Backstreet Boys duo, no, trio, there's three of
Trio.
them, my bad, were so iconic, and we kind of wanted to keep the same trio feel with Dylan,
but like,
Austin, and
they're
Nate.
gone now, so let's get rid of them. I'm kidding.
Well, I don't see why we can't have a female host in the future.
Right.
It's just a matter of.
I'm just saying, I've heard a lot of people say it, and Mr. Hio, I know you're listening to this, and I think you gotta jump on that. I think we need a female Mammoth Time host next year.
If there's a female that wants to, definitely.
There's a lot of great ASB personalities.
Is that I haven't heard about any girls asking to be on Mammoth Time.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Like me in my experience, I've had a couple of guys in the lower grades, like sophomore and freshman, that have said, "Hey, how can I start to get involved in this?" Or like, "Hey, I would want to do this or take over once you guys are gone." And so, but I haven't had like that experience with a girl. And I mean, maybe that's just because I'm not a girl and they aren't like comfortable like coming up to a dude saying, "Hey, we want to do it." But I don't know if Rebecca's had any girls come up to her and say like, "We want to be on Mammoth Time" or anything like that.
It seems like a very male dominated system. Honestly, I didn't know that Becca worked on it until like a few months ago.
What's really weird about this is that there are like triple the number of girls in ASB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's odd how it worked out that most of Mammoth Time crew is boys. I think I'm actually the only.
You're the only girl.
Yeah, I'm the only girl that works with Mammoth Time. But I don't think it's because like.
No, I don't.
Girls aren't allowed
I don't think that that's it at all. I don't think you guys are like, no girls allowed in our special little club. Like that is not how that works. No.
Of course not.
No,
it's
that's
just
ridiculous.
Interesting how it's split.
Yeah, I'm just saying to ASB students listening, because I think if I get new listeners on this episode, it'll be ASB kids. ASB kids who are listening, girls, I encourage you, I implore you, I push you to go talk to Mr. Hio and to the Mammoth Time team and be like, I want to do this, because I think that it would be really awesome and a fresh new face and new voice. That's like, that's awesome and cool, because there's so many amazing people in ASB, and some of them deserve to just steal Nate's spot. Like, that's how that goes. And a new weather host, right? Because Dom's graduating.
Yeah, we're gonna need
a new weatherman.
Yeah, two
or
people.
a weather woman.
Or weather woman. Or weather non-binary. Like, whatever. I don't know. It's a vibe. That's my suggestion. That was my suggestion. I feel like I talked about something else too, but I don't remember what it was. I think it was a meme of the week suggestion. I think
you had asked us about if there was like a Mammoth Time. There was a Mammoth Time or
Caroline,
or something
you
like that.
told us that we should do more awkward questions, and then we made a joke about going on Omegle.
Oh, right.
And that was funny. I remember laughing at that.
Yeah. I think that awkward questions are awesome, but also Omegle is very dangerous and a lot of editing to get rid of it.
Only
that's what I was going to say. Thered be a lot more censorship on that episode than there is in.
You know what you could do? You could schedule a meeting with actual teachers and like convince them that it's an actual meeting, and then go in there and be like, so like, why lobsters, and like ask them stupid questions.
Why lobsters?
Pretend it's, or you can send them emails and do like a whole big intro about how serious it is, and then end it with like a really stupid question, and just like build up. I don't know. I'm very tired. I only woke up a little bit ago. Anyway,
welcome to the club.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's great. It's great to be here. Do you have like badges and like awards that I can win in this club, or who brings snacks? Like, I don't know.
No, we just nap.
Oh, okay.
You just constantly PR for how many hours awake you can stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can do that. That sounds fun.
I hit 38 a couple weeks ago. That was impressive.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blue ribbon.
Actually, it's 12:38 p.m. right now, and I haven't slept since yesterday.
Oh no. Oh,
so
no.
This is gonna be a fun podcast to listen back to.
It's bedtime, guys. I'm dying. I have to edit this all today. I'm not ready. It's okay though. It's okay.
You got this.
It takes like 4 hours because I convert the video to an MP3, and then I have to put it in the program that makes the little bubble thing, and then I have to put it. I use a Windows Movie Maker because I don't have a Mac, and then I used a bootleg version of Windows Movie Maker, and then I just slap on the intro, and then I have to download it off of that, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, and so it's just like a bunch of downloading and uploading over and over, so it takes forever.
That's how Mammoth Time is, and it takes about the same amount of time.
Yeah, it takes forever,
Yep.
and it's boring.
When
but
worlds
it's fine.
collide.
It's like the shaking hand meme.
Form.
Pretend I'm doing the handshake meme where it's like Mammoth Time, the mic tapes, and then they like slap each other's hand, and yeah. Anyway.
Or it's like the Spider-Man meme where they're both like pointing at each other.
Yeah,
There are so many
Spider-Man.
memes that are this like that format.
I love
Yeah.
it. It's a good
One.
format.
Just like you.
You're just like me. Oh my god. We need to make TikToks. I just want to. Okay, anyway, I think that we've run out of content, and I think it's time to end this episode.
I respect it.
Oh my god, I'm
Sounds
so
good.
tired. Okay, well, thank you, Victor, Austin, and Rebecca, for coming on here. I appreciate it.
problemo.
You guys are my favorite.
Anytime.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you, listeners, for listening. I apologize, just in general, just for all of it. Jesus Christ.
This is such an incoherent
If
episode.
you need to, or if you want to contact me, if you have suggestions, or if you want to be on the show and you specifically have an idea, you can email me at themictapes@gmail.com. It is in the description, or you can comment on the video and I'll reply, or I'll reach out to you. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Listen to Mammoth Time Mondays at 9. Listen to the podcast Mondays at noon. You have time in between there. You can get a snack, resettle. Yeah, just binge Western Center content. It's fun. Thank you guys so much for being on here. Thank you so much for listening. And let's say goodbye. 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 Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.